Imagine inheriting your childhood home after your dad passes away, thinking it's just full of dusty memories and old furniture. But then, one rainy evening, you stumble upon a hidden door that unlocks a secret so massive, it rewrites everything you thought you knew about your family. What if that secret involved a sibling you never knew existed? Stick around, because this story is about to blow your mind. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive into real-life mysteries that feel straight out of a thriller novel. Today, I'm sharing my own chilling experience, the day I found a hidden room in my late father's house, and what I discovered inside changed my life forever. Let's jump right in. It all started last winter when my father passed away unexpectedly. He was 72, lived alone in our old family home in rural Vermont, the kind of place with creaking wooden floors and endless attics stuffed with junk from decades past. I was his only child, or so I thought, and as the executor of his will, I had to go through the house to sort things out. It wasn't easy. Every room held memories of my mom, who died when I was 10, and my dad, who raised me single-handedly. He was a quiet man, worked as a mechanic, didn't talk much about his past. I always figured he was just private, you know? The house felt heavier without him, like it was holding its breath. I started cleaning from the top down, tackling the attic first. It was a mess, boxes of Christmas decorations, old clothes, forgotten toys from my childhood. As I moved a heavy trunk, my foot hit a spot on the wall that echoed hollow, not like the solid plaster everywhere else. Curious, I tapped around it. Definitely hollow. My heart started pounding a little. Was it just bad construction, or something more? I grabbed a flashlight and pushed against the panel. At first, nothing, but then it clicked and swung open like a hidden door in a movie. Behind it was a narrow passageway, dusty and cobweb-filled, leading to a small room I'd never known existed. No windows, just dim light from my flashlight bouncing off the walls. In the center were several old cardboard boxes, stacked neatly, as if someone had placed them there with care. My hands were shaking as I knelt down and opened the first one. Inside were stacks of letters, yellowed with age, all in envelopes addressed to me. But they'd never been mailed, no stamps, no postmarks. The handwriting was my father's, no doubt about it. I pulled out the top one and started reading. It was dated from when I was a baby. He wrote about how much he loved me, but then it got weird. He mentioned regrets from his youth, choices he made to protect our family. Protect us from what? I kept reading, letter after letter, piecing together fragments of a life he never shared. He talked about a time before he met my mom, when he was involved in something dangerous, hints at running from old debts or maybe even the law. But he was vague, like he was scared even in writing. One letter said, "If you're reading this, it means I'm gone, and it's time you knew the truth I've buried for so long." My stomach twisted. What truth? I spent hours up there, the cold seeping in, but I couldn't stop. Each letter built on the last, like chapters in a hidden diary. By the time I finished the first box, it was dark outside. I felt like I'd entered a parallel world. Why hide this? Why not tell me face to face? Questions swirled in my head, but I knew there was more. The next box had photos, old black and whites of my dad as a young man, looking happy with people I didn't recognize. And then, deeper in, a locket with a picture of a woman who wasn't my mom. Who was she? My mind raced with possibilities. An affair? A lost love? Little did I know, the real shock was still coming. As I dug deeper into those boxes, the letters started revealing more layers to my father's secret life. He wrote about moving to Vermont to start fresh, changing his name slightly to avoid being found. Wait, changing his name? That hit me hard. My whole identity felt shaky. He mentioned a mistake from his 20s that haunted him, something involving money and bad people. But he swore he'd done it to keep me safe. Safe from what, exactly? The vagueness was frustrating, but I could feel his fear in every word. Then came the advanced part of the puzzle. The letters shifted from his past to warnings about the present. One said, "If anyone comes asking about the old days, don't trust them. I've hidden everything to protect you." Hidden everything? Was the room itself part of that? I started searching the space more carefully. Under a loose floorboard, I found a small metal safe. It took me a while to crack it. The combination was my birthday, of course. Inside were documents, bank statements from years ago, showing large sums moved around, and a deed to a property I'd never heard of. But the bombshell was a folder labeled family. Inside was a birth certificate for a boy named Alex, born 2 years before me, with my father's name as the parent. And a photo of Dad holding a toddler who looked just like me as a kid. My heart stopped. A brother? How was that possible? The letters explained it piecemeal, advanced details that built on the basics. Dad had a relationship before Mom, a woman who got pregnant, but things went south. She left, taking the baby, and Dad thought it was safer to cut ties completely to avoid dragging them into his troubles. He tracked them over the years, sending money anonymously, but never making contact. The last letter was recent, just months before he died. I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't risk it. Find him if you can. He deserves to know his sister. Sister? Me? It all clicked. This wasn't just about Dad's past. It was about a family I never knew I had. Betrayal mixed with excitement, angry he kept it secret, but grateful for the chance to connect. I sat there in the dusty room, tears streaming down, piecing together this advanced story from the basics he'd laid out. It felt like he'd planned this reveal, like a puzzle only I could solve. But now what? Hire a detective? Search online? The weight of it all was overwhelming. Hey, if this story is hooking you so far, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life tales that twist your world. Drop a comment below. Have you ever uncovered a family secret? What would you do if you found out about a hidden sibling? Let's chat about it. With the birth certificate in hand, I couldn't just sit on this. The basic story was clear. Dad had a son before me, kept it hidden. But the advanced layers? That's where it got intense. I started researching online, using the name Alex and the birth date. Turns out, public records showed he was adopted shortly after birth. The mother must have given him up. Dad's letters hinted he knew but couldn't intervene without exposing himself. I hired a private investigator, cost a fortune, but worth it. He dug up more. Alex, now going by a different last name, lived in California, working as a teacher. Married, 2 kids. A whole life without knowing about us. The PI even found old court documents confirming Dad's story, some shady business deal gone wrong in his youth, leading to threats that forced him underground. It wasn't criminal on his part, just bad luck with the wrong crowd. But it explained why he isolated us in Vermont, why he was so paranoid about strangers. Confronting this advanced truth meant facing my own emotions. Part of me resented Dad for the lies, for robbing me of a brother. But the letters showed his love. He sacrificed connection to keep us safe. One advanced detail blew my mind. In the safe, there was a will addendum leaving half the estate to Alex, anonymously. Dad had planned to reveal it all but ran out of time. I decided to reach out. Wrote a letter, just like his, explaining everything from basics to the deep secrets. Mailed it with photos and copies of the documents. Weeks passed, agonizing. Then, a phone call. It was him. Voice shaking, he said he'd always felt something missing, wondered about his bio dad. We talked for hours, piecing together timelines. Turns out, his adoptive parents knew bits but kept quiet. Meeting in person was surreal. We looked alike, same eyes, same laugh. He brought his family, I shared stories of Dad. It healed wounds I didn't know I had. But the advanced twist? Alex revealed letters of his own, from Dad, sent secretly over the years, similar to mine. Dad had been watching over both of us from afar, a guardian in the shadows. This discovery didn't just change my life, it expanded it. From a lonely only child to part of a bigger family. Secrets buried for decades, now unearthed, bringing closure and new beginnings. As Alex and I built our relationship, the advanced revelations kept coming. We visited the old house together, explored that hidden room. Found more clues, a map Dad drew of places from his past, even a journal detailing his escape from those old threats. It turned out the bad people were loan sharks he'd borrowed from Young and Dumb, but he'd paid them off long ago. The fear lingered, though, shaping his life. Sharing stories, we realized how much Dad sacrificed. Basics like holidays alone, advanced like anonymous donations to Alex's school funds. It humanized him, not a perfect man, but one who loved fiercely. We even scattered some of his ashes in that secret room, closing the chapter. Now, life's different. Family gatherings include Alex's kids calling me aunt. I've sold the house, but kept the letters as a reminder. Secrets can destroy or heal, depending on when they're revealed. This journey taught me to question assumptions, dig deeper into family histories. Who knows what else is hidden in our pasts? If you've made it this far, thank you. This story's close to my heart. But remember, real life holds mysteries everywhere. Have you ever found something that upended your world? Share in the comments below, like, what would you do with a hidden sibling revelation? Don't forget to like this video if it moved you, and subscribe for more incredible true stories. Hit that bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.